Questions have appeared for Trump from his own allies, and in Russia, Putin's team again claimed that Europe is a threat to Russia. My name is Albina Pidhirnyak. I'll share more news next. Ukraine managed to bring 300 of its people from Russian captivity. Another 200 returned the day before. The video was posted by Volodymyr Zelensky on his Telegram.
Hold on.
Thank you. Thank you all, everyone. Glory to the heroes. I'm home, Mommy. That's it, I'm home, dear. See you soon. I love you, Mum.
That they did not forget us, that they took us away.
Alive, healthy, everything is fine. Toothless.
Thank you for your help. Thank you for pulling us out. Thank you all the services that.
And what is the name of the grandson? I forgot. I don't even remember his name.
Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to the heroes.
Glory to the nation.
Death to enemies.
This is the best gift for my own girls.
Cool. I didn't believe until the last.
I am very happy.
Glory to Ukraine.
It's all right, Mum. Mum, Mamik. Everything is fine. Yes, yes, yes. I'm okay, everything. Everything is fine. I'm fine, Mum. Strength.
The children were able to hear their father's voice for the first time since his captivity.
Don, it's all right. We pray for you.
Free, are you with you?
Something terrible. And your children. That's great. Everything is fine.
Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to the heroes. I am very glad.
What could she say? Hello. Thank you. Patience. Thank you, little one. I'll be there soon, just a little longer. Wait a little longer. We waited so long. Listen, wait a minute. I'll be there soon. Yes, I'll be home a little longer, a little more, a little more. Wait for mine, my little one. The little one has been waiting for me for so long, then for you, little ones, every day, so that everything is good for you.
Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in the Donetsk region and said that Russian forces are preparing their spring offensive there.
I wish you health, dear Ukrainians. Today, Donetsk region, our land, our soldiers. 28th Brigade, 100th, 24th Separate Mechanized, 36th Marine Brigade. I want to thank all of you, everyone who defends our state. Druzhkivka, Kramatorsk, Sloviansk, and our other cities. The Russians do not give up the war in here, in the Donetsk region. They are preparing an offensive for the spring. It is important that our positions are strong. It is important that the supply of brigades is sufficient. The guys are holding on with dignity. And this is exactly how our country, our diplomacy, or our people will behave in the future. All our partners in America, in Europe, anywhere, should clearly understand that Putin, the Iranian regime, North Korea, Lukashenko, and the like are friends only for the sake of doing things like with our Donbass where they want. Evil must be stopped. Ukrainians here in Donbass are doing exactly that. Thank you to everyone who is with Ukraine. Thank you to everyone who fights against Russia, who defends lives. Glory to our soldiers. Glory to Ukraine. First of all, I want to thank you for your service. Thank you for protecting, so important for Ukraine, the direction, the eastern direction. You know that, It is important not only from the point of view of protecting our state on the battlefield, but also very important geopolitically. The stronger we are in the eastern direction, the stronger we are in the negotiation process. It is very important that there is resilience here, and Ukraine is strong enough. Thank you for that. Thank you for your service. I am grateful to my relatives, your loved ones, who support you. I have the honor to personally award you today. Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to the heroes.
Emirati billionaire Khalaf Ahmad Al Habtoor criticized US President Donald Trump over the escalation with Iran and wrote him a letter.
Mr. President Donald Trump, a direct question. Who gave you the right to drag our region into a war with Iran? And on what basis did you make this dangerous decision? Did you calculate the consequences before pulling the trigger? Did you think that the first to suffer would be the countries of our region? The peoples of this region also have the right to ask, who gave you permission to turn our region into a battlefield? Thank God, we are strong and able to defend ourselves. We have armies and defense systems that protect our countries. But the question remains, who gave you the authority to turn our region into a war zone? A large part of the funding for the Peace Council has come from Middle Eastern countries, including the Gulf states. Are we funding peace initiatives, or are we funding a war that puts us in danger? True leadership is measured not by decisions to go to war, but by wisdom, respect for others, and the desire for peace.
Mike Johnson said that the United States is not at war in the Middle East.
Well, we just had an important series of votes on the House floor. As you know, the War Powers Resolution failed. That is the right result. We are not at war. We have no intention of being at war. The President and the Department of Defense have made this very clear. The Department of War has made it very clear. This is a limited operation. It's an operation that's limited in its scope and duration. It has a very clear mission, and that mission is nearly accomplished by all estimates. We are taking down Iran's ballistic missile capability, its stockpile, and its ability to produce more. They were doing that at a scale and a speed that was more than our regional allies could keep up with, and it was a serious and imminent threat to the United States. We don't need to relitigate all that today, but also we wanted to take down the capability of their Navy, and all of that has been very successful. So this needs to continue. It would have been a very dangerous gambit to take the Commander-in-Chief's ability away to complete this mission. It would have been a very serious misstep by Congress, and I'm grateful that resolution failed.
Peskov said that Finland's idea to place nuclear weapons in the country is a threat to Russia. He warned that Russia will respond.
We really saw them. These are statements that lead to an escalation of tensions on the European continent. This is a statement that adds to Finland's vulnerability, and the vulnerability that is provoked by such actions of the Finnish authorities. The fact is that by deploying nuclear weapons on its territory, Finland begins to threaten us. And if Finland threatens us, we take appropriate measures.
Peskov says that because of the war in Iran, demand for Russian energy has supposedly increased. He claims that both China and India continue to buy cheap Russian energy. So does this mean the war in Iran is beneficial for Russia?
Of course, we are not going to provide any quantitative data for obvious reasons. This is the first thing. There are too many ill wishes. But here we can probably say only one thing. We know that both India and China are countries that are guided by their national interests. We are doing the same, and we continue our cooperation, including in the field of energy and energy trade, with both India and China. We are recording an increase in demand, a significant increase in demand for Russian energy resources in connection with the war in Iran. Russia has been and remains a reliable supplier of both oil and gas, both pipeline gas and liquefied gas. And it also remains and is able to guarantee the constancy of all those supplies that are contracted.
In Russia, they say they are fighting the main factor that keeps Putin in power, alcoholism, or at least they pretended to fight it. This was said in a report by the governor of the Nizhny Novgorod region to Putin.
In the absence of any tough measures, for example, we have reduced the amount of alcohol consumed, yes, by 14 and 6% in the 25th year.
Well, it was a very high level.
It was relatively high, because we have such a, it used to be higher than the national average. You are absolutely right, but we need to work on this, of course. But now in Russia in 2025 it has fallen by 5%, in our country by 14 and 6.
Great.
That is, 3 times the rate of decline.
But the number of accidents in the state of alcoholic intoxication is even greater. Almost 6,000 wounded and 347 people died, if my memory serves me correctly.
Mr. President, you are absolutely right. 347 is 5 more than in the 24th year. I also remember this figure, but in January we have 12 fewer people than last January. Now, in 26, we started it well. In other words, I repeat, I am talking about all these areas, where, well, there is a loss of demographic potential, well, in fact, of every person, I think.
No, absolutely. You have this work organized, structured. I remember when I came and you told me about some of your initiatives. Here they are being implemented, and the result is there. So I congratulate you on this.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you for your support.
Below is an example of what the propaganda machine has done to its own people. A Russian woman who sent her husband to the war in Ukraine is now demanding payments.
Hello, Alexander Evsevich. My name is Victoria Vladimirovna Yakovleva. I am a resident of the Sajansky district, the village of Lebedevka. At the moment, I live in the city of Kursk in a rented apartment with 3 minor children. Unfortunately, we are not entitled to a certificate. Renting a home is very expensive, and payments for rent do not always come. They may not be for 2 or 3 months. I ask you to achieve an extension of payments in the amount of 65,000 rubles for all residents of the Sajansky district, because it is equally difficult for everyone. It does not matter whether a person received a certificate or not. It's hard for all of us. We also have such a problem that 9 months ago, my husband and the father of my children went missing in the special military operation. No one is looking for him, no one is helping us. I'm tired of banging on closed doors. I was left alone, without help, without support. I have nothing. Therefore, I ask you to achieve at least an extension of payments for us. This is a lot of support and a lot of help. I hope you will hear us.
Dear viewers, we continue to follow the events in Ukraine and around the world. Stay with us, subscribe to this channel and like this video. Support Ukraine. See you soon.